The Krillian defense perimeter shattered like glass under a hammer. Commander Margot Chen's voice crackled through every headset on the battlefield. Steady despite the plasma fire scorching the air around her position. All units, maintain forward momentum. Don't give them time to regroup. Max Rivera checked his ammunition. Counter 43 rounds remaining and pushed forward with his squad through the smoking ruins of what had once been a Krillian command bunker. 3 months ago, he'd been a dock worker on Europa. Now he was part of humanity's desperate offensive against an empire that had conquered 17 star systems. The Krillians had made a fatal miscalculation. They'd assumed humans would break like every other species they'd encountered. They'd assumed fear would do what their superior firepower couldn't. They'd assumed wrong. Margot's tactical display showed the bigger picture. 12,000 human soldiers driving a wedge through 200,000 Krillian defenders. The math didn't matter. It never had. From the moment the Krillians had glassed New Johannesburg, killing 3 million civilians, humanity had stopped calculating odds. Commander, we've got heavy armor moving to flank Charlie Company, her tactical officer reported. Margot studied the holographic battlefield, her mind working through vectors and timing. Tell Charlie to hold position. Max, take your squad through the ravine and hit those tanks from behind. Copy that, Max responded, already signaling his team to move. The Krillians were magnificent warriors. By any objective measure, their combat doctrine had been refined over 6,000 years. Their weapons technology was centuries ahead of humanity's. Their soldiers trained from birth for warfare. But they'd never fought anyone who refused to stop. Max's boots pounded against alien soil as his squad navigated the narrow ravine. Plasma bolts sizzled overhead, superheating the air until it was painful to breathe. Private Chen, no relation to the commander, stumbled, and Max grabbed her arm without breaking stride. Keep moving. They'd lost 40% of their number in the first week of the offensive. The replacement troops arrived within days, many still learning to operate their weapons on the transport ships. It didn't slow the advance. Nothing did. The Krillian tanks emerged from behind a ridge, massive hovering fortresses bristling with weaponry. Max's squad spread out, each soldier finding cover among the rocks. They had 6 anti-armor rockets between them. The tanks had shielding that could absorb dozens. On my mark, Max whispered into his comm. His heart hammered against his ribs, but his hands were steady. Fear was just information now. It told you that you were alive, that what you were doing mattered. It didn't tell you to stop, Mark. 6 rockets streaked toward the tanks. Shields flared brilliant blue, absorbing the impacts. But shields had to recycle. That was the thing about superior technology, it made you predictable. The second volley came 3 seconds later, punching through weakened shields. 2 tanks erupted in flames. The third pivoted, its main gun tracking toward Max's position. Then Charlie Company hit it from the other side. Margot watched the tactical display as the Krillian flank collapsed. She'd been awake for 38 hours, running on stimulants and determination. Her body would pay for it later. Later didn't matter. All units, phase line echo reached. Consolidate and prepare for the next push. Her executive officer, Colonel Park, approached with concern etched on his face. Commander, we need to pause. The troops need rest, resupply. The Krillians need rest too, Margot interrupted. But we're not going to give it to them. We rest when New Johannesburg is avenged. Park hesitated, then nodded. He'd learned, as they all had, that human warfare wasn't about doctrine or optimal force preservation. It was about will, and humanity's will had been forged in the radioactive ash of 3 million dead. The Krillian High Command couldn't understand it. Their intercepted communications revealed confusion, even panic. They'd inflicted casualties at a ratio of 3 to 1. By any rational assessment, the humans should have retreated weeks ago. But humans weren't rational. Not about this. Max's squad dug in at their new position as the sun set on the alien world. The sky turned a deep purple, and 2 moons rose on the horizon. Somewhere out there, the Krillians were regrouping, planning their counterattack. Let them plan. Max thought, we'll still be coming. His comm crackled. Margot's voice, somehow still strong despite everything. All personnel, be advised. Long-range reconnaissance reports Krillian reinforcements inbound. At a 6 hours. A pause, then, we advance in 4. Round Max, his squad checked their weapons. Redistributed ammunition, field-dressed wounds. No one complained. No one suggested pulling back. Private Chen caught his eye and offered a grim smile. They'd all volunteered for this. Every single human soldier on this godforsaken planet had volunteered. When the call went out after New Johannesburg, recruitment centers had been overwhelmed. Humanity hadn't needed to draft soldiers. They'd needed to turn them away. The night passed intense preparation. Medics worked frantically to stabilize the wounded. Engineers repaired damaged equipment with whatever materials they could scavenge. Command staff plotted the next phase of the offensive, and in her command center, Margot Chen stared at the casualty reports. 4,312 dead, 8,000 wounded. By morning, those numbers would be higher. She thought of New Johannesburg, of her sister, who'd been visiting the planet when the Krillians attacked, of the 3 million others who'd never gotten a chance to evacuate. The Krillians had taught humanity a lesson that day. They'd taught them that the universe was cruel, that mercy was weakness, that survival belonged to the strong. Humanity had learned the lesson well. To well. At 0400 hours, Margot gave the order. All units, advance, across the battlefield. 12,000 humans rose from their positions. They were tired, wounded, running low on everything except determination. Behind them lay a trail of destruction, stretching back 300 kilometers. Ahead lay the Krillian capital city. Max took point for his squad, his rifle at the ready. The Krillian reinforcements would be here soon. They'd be fresh, well-supplied, eager to stop the human advance. They'd fail, just like all the others, because humanity had discovered something the Krillians hadn't anticipated. Sometimes, the only thing more dangerous than a species with superior technology was a species with nothing left to lose. The advance continued. It always did.